Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello, I'm Charlene Schmidt.
I'm Patrick Schmidt.
We just went into the fire. We watched episode 6 of season 4 of Babylon 5, and it's going to be time to babble for 5.
So I think we just witnessed something historic.
Oh, did we now?
We did. We witnessed a series finale in the middle of a series.
And now I gotta know, what did you think about the end of the Shadow War?
It was very anticlimactic, but there were so many little mini climaxes along the way that having it be anticlimactic wasn't a big deal.
That is a really interesting assessment from a first-timer, because the big reaction to the end of the Shadow War is often, oh, that was it? Well, that was a lot of build-up for not much.
No, it was a lot of build-up, but, I mean, not much. The Vorlons are gone. The Shadows are gone. The first ones are gone. How can you say that that's not much?
Truth. Here's the big key, which I think you understand, is that this was a war of understanding. It didn't necessarily have to be a bunch of pew, 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 pew. That's not how this was going to end.
This isn't Star Wars, guys.
Nope. Deal with it.
Yeah, and anyone who's watched this who expected that,
wrong. They're wrong.
you didn't have the Death Star explosion, right?
Sure,
you
right.
You didn't get that, but you weren't ever going to get that.
The idea was to bring these two together and finally make them talk. Sheridan summed it up really well. You guys are like two parents and we're the kids caught in the middle of the argument and you want us to pick sides and determine who's right. No, we're not doing it anymore. Guess what, bitches? Emancipation!
Yeah. Now, who knew that the Vorlons were just as bad as the Shadows?
Did you see that coming?
Not until Kosh 2.0. When Kosh was there, it always felt like, hey, things might turn around. And then when he was gone, it was like all of a sudden there was a turn and you just couldn't get it back.
Okay, let's talk about Londo. Big lesson learned in this episode, yeah? Don't with Londo.
You know, I'd never seen Morden angry before, so I knew some shit was about to go down.
Jig was up, baby.
And it did. I don't think Londo knows yet that he was saved by Sheridan in a kind of back-asswards way.
Yeah, that's okay. Let him have that one night.
Oh, there will be repercussions for him down the line, but at the same time.
Sure. Of course, there always are, right?
Right, but he was hinting at that. Like, he was hinting at, oh, there are people who are upset with me. That's small potatoes compared to losing your entire planet and your entire race, so...
Yes.
Well, all he's got to do is go on ISN and talk with Barbara Walters, and things will be fine.
You think?
No. But I am genuinely curious now, where do they go from here?
Yeah.
Because this has been the crux of, like, so much with Babylon 5 has been underpinned by Shadows and Vorlons and old ones and new ones and non-aligned worlds. Now they've got to make something new.
Yes, that's the hard part, right?
Right.
First things first, Earth has not gone anywhere. We've just kind of put the mute button on that for a little while. Then we've had the League of Non-Aligned Worlds and many people working together to fight in the Shadow War. Are there going to be positive repercussions for that? Is there now a kind of a platform by which we can get people working together some more?
And the thing is, they didn't have to burn it down to make it happen. They didn't have to take them out. They left voluntarily to leave them to grow on their own.
I find it interesting with the Vorlons and the Shadows being the parents. When Lorien says, I'll go with you to the rim, don't you worry, they sound like scared little children that are afraid of being alone. So looking back now, the way that Kosh was trying to influence Sheridan, the way the Shadows have tried to influence people like the Centauri. If we had to take a side, would there have been a good side?
I've said before that if I had to choose a side, I'd choose the Vorlon side.
Yes.
But I would prefer not to choose their side completely.
Which is why you have to take that third route.
Right.
Because they're both right and they're both wrong.
Mm-hmm. And the kids have got to be free to make their own mistakes.
Right. And it's even acknowledged in this episode. Hey, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to F some shit up. It's okay. It's going to be our mistakes to make. Possibly the most underrated line in this whole episode. Captain, they're pissed.
And then they were.
They were very pissed.
I want to end this episode by going back to the beginning.
Okay.
Which was the idea from Lorien about life being short, and that's what makes it enjoyable, right?
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that, don't we?
Yeah. And
okay.
I think that was kind of a profound statement. Yeah, the older you get, the less intense your feelings get because you've been there before.
So do you think with his statement, is it true that short lives promote change and growth, and that's a good, positive, healthy thing?
Having the short time gives you the intensity, but having the long time gives you the wisdom to not make the same mistakes.
A lot of us feel like, oh God, there's never enough time to do all the things that we want to do and wish we had more time in the day. Well, Lorian has all the time and he's saying, no, cut it short. It's good that way.
We know when our time's up, we only have a season and a half to go.
And on that happy note, what do you say we wrap this one up? Let's talk more in the comments. There's, again, so many things happening in this episode that we can't cram into only 5 minutes. Yes. And of course, just please don't spoil what happens after this episode.
Let's chat, and then let's get ready for the next episode. Until next week.